Tonight, Christmas lights are on, music is playing, people are gathering. And yet for many, this is also the season when isolation, well, it becomes louder. You can be surrounded by people and still feel unseen. You can be invited to the party and still feel like you're on the outside. And you can smile, laugh, exchange gifts, and then go home, feeling more alone than when you arrived. Christmas has a way of doing that. It doesn't create isolation, but it exposes it. Isolation isn't always about being alone, though. Sometimes it's about feeling, well, forgotten, unnoticed, disconnected. When isolation sits with us long enough, it starts talking to us. It whispers things like, yeah, you don't really matter. If you were important, someone would notice. This is just how it's going to be. Isolation distorts our sense of who we are. It amplifies fear. It drains resilience. But perhaps the hardest part is this. Isolation convinces us that nothing is ever going to change. That's where the Christmas story meets us. Not in a moment of confidence, not in a season of strength, but in the middle of human isolation. Matthew tells us in his gospel these words. There we'll call him Emmanuel, which means God with us. Emmanuel, God with us. That name matters. God didn't send advice from a distance. He didn't shout encouragement from heaven. And he didn't wait for humanity to climb its way back to him. No, he came. You think about it, born into obscurity, laid in a feeding trough, announced first to shepherds, men who lived on the margins, men most people ignored. From the very beginning, Jesus moved toward the isolated. Those who were sick, those who were rejected, those who were grieving, those who had been seemingly forgotten by everyone else. Emmanuel means God chose presence over distance. It means God stepped into the loneliness that he saw, into the pain that he knew, and felt it with us, into the world as it actually was, not as we wished it were. And you know what? That changes everything. It changes everything because Emmanuel doesn't mean life, suddenly becomes easy. It means that you and I are, no longer alone in it. It means that God is not intimidated by your loneliness. He's not confused by your grief. And he's not disappointed by your doubts. Your isolation, it didn't push him away. Your isolation and my isolation actually drew him closer. Christmas doesn't say, try harder not to feel alone. Christmas says, you never were alone. Because of Emmanuel, 3 things for us are now true this Christmas. God is present with us. Not just in moments of joy, but in moments of silence. We are seen and we are known. Even when we feel invisible to everyone else. And we're connected. Not only to God, but to one another. We were never meant to carry life by ourselves. We talk about that so often. So tonight, you may still feel isolated. The room may still feel quiet. The ache, it may still be there. But Christmas tells us something deeper. Isolation is missing at Christmas. Not because life is perfect, but because God is present. The story of Christmas is simple. God saw us alone and refused to leave us there. And that is good news. It's great news for all of us. Have a very merry and blessed Christmas.